What is up, guys? My name is Harris. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a brand new video. Unfortunately, I can't go live tonight. My Streamlabs OBS is messing up. It's the same thing that happened last time. I had to use standard OBS Studio. I can't change the text for the score, and it would be reading 7-2 Anaheim, and that obviously was not the score for tonight. If you watch the game or you know the score. If you do not, then the score above me is the correct score. But yeah, so usually it seems by the next day it's fixed. It's just a weird little glitch. So unfortunately, I gotta come up live with a stream instead of the video instead. The Montreal Canadiens, they played tonight at home in the Bell Center against the Anaheim Ducks. And holy shit, what a game it was. There was a couple fights, good amount of goals scored. A lot to talk about coming out of this game, so let's get right into it. In case you are new here, firstly, thank you for coming by, checking out the channel. How we do this is we go through the lines for both teams. We give a little game summary, analysis, recap. I do the stats for the Canadiens, and then we get on out of here. Typically, I'd be reviewing, looking over your comments in the chat. However, there's none today because of the video. Well, there might be comments in the comments section, just no live comments in the live chat. But yeah. So again, let's get on with the actual review. The opening lines for the Canadiens were Caulfield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky, Pearson, Evans, Anderson, Waugh, Newhook, Armia, and Pezzetta, Gignac, Ullin, Matheson, Gooley, Struble, Savard, and Jack Kovacevic were on the blue line. Cayden Primeau will get the start between the pipes for the Canadiens, and Jake Allen, not Jack Allen. Jake Allen backs him up, giving Sam Montembeault the night off. I'd assume Monty gets the start Thursday against the Rangers, but we'll see. Now, for those of you who are wondering, Harry, who got the shutout tonight? Cayden Primeau, I just said that he started. But in case you might be wondering, Harry, why not give Primeau the next start against the Rangers? You'll find out why during the game. But the opening lines he didn't get hurt or anything, just genuinely you'll see. The opening lines for the Ducks, meanwhile, were Henrik Karlsson of the Leo variety, not John, unfortunately. Not Eric either, as funny as that would be, with Strome, Ryan. Vetrano, McTavish, Terry, Ryan, obviously. Jones, Lindstrom, Silverberg, Ryan, obviously. And Johnston, piece of shit. Carrick and Giroux, Ryan, obviously. Lacombe, Fowler, Vakanainen, Gudaz, and Minchikov, Labushkin would be on the blue end. The blue end? What am I saying? The back end. I was trying to say blue line and back end, and I combined them. It's the blue end now. But they were on the back end for the Ducks. Lucas Dostal will get the start in net for the Ducks. And Gibson backs him up, awaiting a trade deadline move to a contending team. And before the game, I did say that I was going to talk about the Morgan Rielly 5-game suspension. That was when I thought I was going to be doing a live stream. Just to give a quick mention to it, I think it's too few games. I think a headshot like that, I do agree with a response to a disrespectful manner like the slap shot into the empty net. I don't agree with how he went about it. I think it should have been 10+. Personally, no matter how injured or not injured Ridley Gregg is, I feel like that should be a 10-gamer at least. I'm fine with 5 games. Apparently that is the max you can suspend a player without them needing to appeal to like an arbitrator. All they would be appealing to is Gary Bettman, the commissioner, so I kind of get why they gave him only 5, but at the same time, I still think you go to 15, and then if there's an appeal, you go down to maybe 10 or 12. I think that could have worked as well, but just for me, I think it's too short of a suspension. I get why they gave the 5, but I think it should have been more, personally. Habs go to the power play very early on into the game. McTavish is called for a hold on Suzuki, and the Canadiens look incredible. Really good press by the Habs. Slafkovsky right in front of the net. Habs get 5 shots on this power play. This is about 3 minutes into the game. They lead the shots 5-0. Nothing just getting past Dostal. I will say, despite allowing 5 goals, Dostal played probably the best that he could with the team in front of him. I'm not saying he was able to steal the game if the Ducks were able to score 1 or 2, but he did play a good game. Again, despite the 5 goals against, I thought he had a decent night, and there's definitely potential there with him. I think the Ducks just need to get 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 good defensemen. So the Habs are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. The Ducks then go to the power play shortly after. Gooley's called for a hook. I thought that was a fair penalty. Ducks end up with some shots. They have, I think, 3 by the end of the power play. Primeau making some decent stops early. Couple high stops as well. I noticed Primeau's glove hand, not as much of a confidence breaker than it has been on most nights when he's in net this year. So thankfully it seems the month off actually probably helped that more than it disrupted our game. There's a near tip in front. There's some good D to stop that chance. Evans has a nice steal. He ends up killing the rest of the time. And almost gets a shorthanded look. Habs are 1 for 1 on the PK. Evans and Armia then get a pair of steals after the penalty kill ends. They're still on the ice. Armia ends up taking a small bump from Gudez, and he can't get the shot off, unfortunately. Jacka has a nice slapper that just doesn't get through. Ducks then press the other way. Habs top line, though, gets some looks. Caulfield's able to beat out Nicing easily. I don't know what the hell happened, but he was easily in behind the play. Slav and Suzuki try to press for the lead. Suzuki is in the slot. Nice one-timer, but just misses the net, unfortunately. Canadiens get some shots off as they press, and they go to the power play. Max Jones is called for a clear slash on Brandon Gignac, breaks a stick. That's going to get called 10 out of 10 times, or at least 8 out of 10 times, especially if the stick breaks. Canadiens just can't get too much this time, though. Caulfield, off of a Benoit B.O. Giroux tipped pass just off the side of the net and out of play. If Giroux doesn't get the tip, if Gruel, I think they said his name was Gruel, doesn't get the tip on that, that's probably a 1-0 Canadiens lead right there. However, the Canadiens are 0 for 2 in the power play, though. Not a whole lot for the rest of that power play. Habs are able to pass, getting into an open man. There's a good zone time. There's some pressure. Habs is trying to get everything now. More top-line presses. Caulfield has a good look off of a steal. Slafkovsky gets down in front on a cross-check. There's no call there. Ducks then go back the other way after the Slav cross-check. They almost score. Ross Johnston actually gets 2 pretty good chances. One gets tipped off the crossbar. The other hits the side of the net as Primeau was not way out of his net, but he was really focused on where one shot was coming from. Didn't realize that the pass was to Johnston. And yeah, Ducks pressure there with about a minute and a half left. The shots are 12-6 for the Canadiens, so outshooting the Ducks by double. Get used to me saying that. However, a scoreless first period for this game. A scoreless first period. I was going to say a scoreless first period for the Canadiens. Yeah, technically you could say a scoreless first period for the Canadiens because it is true they didn't score once. But yeah, scoreless 20 minutes. Typically I'd be worried because when we're scoreless after 20 minutes, it's very 50-50 how the Canadiens come out in the second. We didn't need to worry about that because Caulfield gets on a breakaway about 40 seconds in. He has Slafkovsky, but ends up taking the shot. Good stop by Dostal there. Ducks then on the return, they get a good chance, but just no shot on net. There's a good block. Then the Canadiens score. The second line presses, and Jake Evans gets his 3rd goal of the year. So apparently Jake Evans likes scoring once every 2 months now. He scored in October. He scored in December. I believe his second goal was in December. And now he scored in February. So place your bets on him scoring in April because apparently that's when his next goal is going to happen. I say that now he's going to score. He's going to go on like a 5-game goal streak. I'd be very happy if he did, but that would be my luck. But yeah, Jake Evans gets his 3rd of the year. Pearson and Anderson with the assists on that one. So apparently for name didn't end in Son, or Urson, actually, because the R and then Son in both those names. You weren't getting an assist on this goal. It's a nice 2-on-1, actually. Good stretch pass from Andy to meet Evans. He finds Pearson, who passed it to Evans right in front. Nice little deke. Backhand, and it's in the net. Yeah, really nice pass by every party involved. Good way to open the scoring. Nice icebreaker. Evans would end up getting the game-winning goal. Spoiler alert, if you're looking at the score, which you probably have, and you're probably wondering, how the hell did this game end? Well, keep listening, and you'll find out. But yeah, so it's 1-0 Canadiens. Habs then get a lot of good pressure. Third line transitions into the first line off a line change. Just about 2 minutes of pressure for the Canadiens. They get, I believe it was just one shot on net. Dostal makes the stop there. But the Canadiens really looking good. A lot of board play. Canadians are able to win those board battles. Not a lot of physicality at this stage, but both teams, kind of staying on that line almost. It feels like in a way. Ducks end up getting their first shot of the period 5 minutes in. They were stuck on 5 shots. Sorry. Habs then get momentum and they go to the power play. Carlson gets called for a high stick on Yoel Armia. Armia covering the hold in the mouth. No blood, so it's just 2, not a 4. Or it could be a 5. I assume they could call 5 for high sticking if you fucking slash them like this, because technically that is a high stick, but yeah. Canadians end up getting some passes. They're end up pressuring, good passes. They're finding an open man. Just nothing there, and I just realized I didn't put the power play, so we were actually 0 for 2 on the power play. At least I'm pretty sure. Was that 0 for 2? I'm pretty sure it was. I'm gonna say... Nope, that was 0 for 3, actually. My apologies. So the Canadians are 0 for 3 on the night on the power play there. Habs end up getting some looks again, but the Ducks, off of a turnover, get some momentum. They end up getting a couple shots. Not really any easy shots. Actually, I think they ended up getting 2 there. But back the other way, Canadians score again. So off the rush, good turnover caused in, and like I said, good rush, and the Canadians score. Nick Suzuki scores I believe that's his 18th of the year, so he now leads the Canadians in goal scoring. Slafkovsky and Struble with the assists on that one, so Slafkovsky has now tied, I believe, Doug Wickenheiser with a 6-game point streak. Shout out to him. Suzuki also now on an 8-game, I believe they said or not 8-game, he might be an 8-game point streak, but something like a 5-6-game point streak. Props to him. Shout out Matheson. He was also on a 5-game point streak. I think his streak actually ended today, though, unfortunately. I don't think he got an assist, but we'll see as the game goes on, because even I forget. But yeah, Struble, just good pass up to Slaf. Very much kind of a 2-on-0. Slaf just passes, really good one, and Suzuki just outside of the crease buries it, and it's 2-0 Habs. Then we get a fight, almost right off the face-off, maybe 10 seconds after the puck is dropped. Jackeye and Johnston. So Jackeye has his first fight after coming back to the NHL. Both guys get a couple hits. I'd say it's more a draw. Johnston really did a good job of holding off Jackeye's right arm. He was able to get it free, did get a couple whacks, and Johnston did as well. Both men kind of go to the boards. They sort of take down each other, so more of a draw, but if Jackeye was able to have that right arm free, if both men had their arms free, that'd probably be an easy Jackeye win, so... Yeah, Canadians end up looking for some momentum. Really good shift for them, as Johnson was trying to get the shift for the Ducks, but that just didn't work. Ducks try to come back in numbers, but there's a good break up on that chance there. Gignac then tries to generate a little bit of offense. I thought he'd been all right tonight. That fourth line had some shifts, I will say. Gignac and Pezzetta, especially. There was one, I don't think I wrote it down, but there was a third line shift where Pezzetta, at a sharp angle, that was like where Jeff Petrie scored against the Penguins in the playoffs, almost right at the goal line. Bro almost put it home. If he did, you know what? All sins would have been forgiven by Michael Pezzetta if he had actually managed to score that, because that would have been fucking awesome. But yeah, Leo Carlson then tries to find something. Ducks just can't beat Primeau. There's a couple close calls. There are some good stops being made. Primeau just not getting tested a lot so far. And he really wouldn't for the majority of the game, for a vast majority of the game. The Ducks were just horrible tonight, I will say that. I'm going to save a small little rant for the end of the game, I think. But the Habs end up going to the power play here. Jackson Lacombe is called for a clear delay of game, puck over glass. He's maybe that far away from the glass. Just sends it over. And, yeah. And the Habs score. The puck cycling ends up working. And Nick Suzuki would make it 3-0 from Slafkovsky and Newhook. A 2-goal game for Slick Nick. That is now points in 5 straight, or 6 straight, I said. I think he now has, it's 11 or 12 points in it might be even 7 games, actually. I forget exactly what it is, but either way, since the All-Star break, Nick Suzuki has been fucking hot for the Canadiens. The Habs fans with the Ole chance, the Habs are 1 for 4 on the power play. Habs fans with the Ole chance, 4 minutes left. I said, we're 100% winning this game, no problem. We're 100% winning this game, no problem with the chance this early. And, yeah. safe to say, yeah, it wouldn't really be an issue. It has been in the past. I think the game against Dallas, where they almost came back, we won. I think it was 4-3. They scored those 2 goals in the last 6 minutes with the goalie pulled. Yeah, that was a game where probably shouldn't have. I think it was that game. Yeah, probably shouldn't have said it that early, but I mean, it's the Ducks. Even though they are tied for the league lead in third period comebacks with 9. With the way they played in that first and second, there was a next to 0% chance they were coming back unless they had a real good pep talk. But the Canadiens ended up going to the PK actually with 16 seconds left. Kovacevic is called for a hold on Silverberg. I think that was fair. I think you've been calling holds very similar to that all night. I think that's a fair call. That was the third hold of the game, I'm pretty sure, actually, because I think it was the first and second penalties were called holds, and then this one was, so that was fun. Habs ended up clearing at the last second. Not really much you can do with 16 seconds of power play time. So the shots. You won't believe it. After the second period, and I didn't even take down some of our chances. There were some where it was quick. It was very much like the power play, that first power play where we got 5 shots. We'd have a burst of that in like a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Canadiens lead the shots 30-9 after the second period, and they have a 3-0 lead. I just want to point out, you have Jake Allen in net. This is probably 3-1, maybe 3-2 even. You got Monty in net. It probably ends the same way. You got Carey Price in net. Well, firstly, we'd probably be up like 8-0. Let's be honest. We probably would have won 8-0. But he might have even allowed a goal. Price. I will continue to say this. He was one of those goalies like in around 2016, 2018. Like, he'd make 18 great stops and then easy glove stop. Somehow that's the one that goes in. The 18 goals. Oh yeah, those can't be denied. You know, those just nothing you can do there. Saves he makes. The one easy glove stop is the one that goes in. It was weirdly Carey Price for a while. I mean, again, he'd still make great stops, but just the one that he needs to make is the one that goes in. It was always weird, but yeah, I got on a weird little goalie tangent. So yeah, Habs on the PK to start the third. There's a good clear by Armia. He's making smart moves. What he actually ends up doing is he actually does get the puck in the Ducks zone, throws it back into the Habs zone to, I think it was Matheson, who then clears it. So they killed off a good 20-30 seconds with that alone. Suzuki then has a nice shot block. Respect to him for that. He had a great game. That top line, everybody really had a good game. The only one I'd say didn't really have a good game was Ulanen, and that's because I barely noticed him. Dude got like 8 minutes of ice time. But again, yeah, like I barely noticed him. I noticed Michael Pezzetta in a more positive manner, more than UC. I wish we had UC Ulonen, because that'd be a really funny name to say. But yeah, Zooks with a nice shot block. Habs are 3 for 3 on the PK tonight. Ducks then get a shot off. There's a good stop by Primeau. Habs then back the other way with the top line. Dostal ends up giving the puck right to Slav. Elects to try and find Caulfield in the slot, who just fires it over the net. That would have been embarrassing. Sam Carrick then goes back the other way. Nice slapper. Primeau makes a 5-hole stop there. 7 minutes in, the shots were actually 2-1 for the Ducks. I thought that this game might have been, okay, very, just kind of shut it down, don't try to embarrass them type of hockey. But not really, because the Habs didn't go to the power play. Cam Fowler is called for a very obvious hook on Yoel Armia. He tried to get in what would have been a very clear break. It's actually a fairly smart penalty by Fowler if you are trying to come back in the game. Just hook him right at the blue line instead of risk a potential penalty shot. And the Canadiens score. So Slafkovsky and Suzuki both with 3-point nights. Slafkovsky gets the goal on a beautiful pass across. Suzuki and Caulfield with the assists on that one. Slav, with his 11th of the year, he has the amount of goals this year that the Ducks have shots in this game. I'm not joking. I wish I were. But yes, Suzuki just rifles it one time. Fucking Slav with the nice bomb. Dostal almost makes the save. He's about 3 inches off. He almost makes that save. But a 4-0 lead for the Habs. We are now 1 for 5 on the power play tonight. Struble and Strome then apparently went at it after the next whistle. Andy got involved. Apparently it wasn't too vicious. or aggressive because there's no fight as a result. But the Ducks were going to be showing some aggression. They were going to be starting to show some fight, and not in terms of, hey, we want to get on the scoreboard. Canadiens were in control. Ducks end up getting a good shot that stopped at the pad by Primeau. Habs kind of seemed a little content to just let the time kind of run out at this point. They would, though, end up going back to the power play. Max Jones is called for a trip on the Canadiens. The Habs just can't get out of the zone, or can't get into the zone. There's not really much push, though, with the 4-goal lead. The Habs are 1 for 6 on the power play. They're content with that, it feels like. Ducks trying to get anything. There's a loose shot from the top line of the Ducks. Canadiens, again, just kind of trying to let time run out. There's a couple turnovers that actually leads to a good scoring chance for the fourth line. Evans then nearly doubles up on his goals tonight, but that's blocked in front. Ducks try to come out of their own zone off of double line change. And a big hit by, I think that was Gouli, and the Canadiens score. Brandon Gignac, keep that puck forever. His first in the National Hockey League. Congrats to Brandon Gignac. I thought he deserved it. I think he's been a really solid third, fourth line center for the Habs in the brief amount of time that he's played. I want to see him stick around for the rest of the season at least. And yeah, Brandon Gignac with the goal from Cayden Gouli. Beauty as well. It's not like it's we'll go apart and then hope Dostal can't make the stop. No, it's like right there. Gouli to Gignac, rifles it top shelf. And it's 5-0 with roughly 4 minutes left. Yeah. Ducks start to get a little bit nasty, and we'll have a fight. So firstly, there's a hit, it looked like on Gouli. The Habs fans are fucking loud, by the way. They are cheering. Even after Gouli ends up getting hit, they're still just cheering like no other. But Gouli gets hit, clean shoulder-to-shoulder hit. Thankfully, wouldn't hobble off to the back. But Carrick ends up with a dirty trip. Kovacevic goes right after him. Carrick just fucking gets it from Kovacevic. Several big swings. I think a fucking uppercut as well. A couple uppercuts. Kovacevic clearly wins that fight. They're both given 5 and the game. Or I think they might be giving game misconduct. But either way, less than 5 minutes, they both just go off to the back. Ducks end up going on the power play with the instigator Kovacevic. That was a bit weird. Short-handed. Evans and Armia, they seem to have a little bit of chemistry, especially on this penalty kill. There's a good chance. Evans gets left alone right in front. Nice dangle as he gets a pass from Armia. Just can't bury it. Dostal makes the pad stop. Habs are 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. And then we get another fight. Gouli and Adam Henrique. So apparently Henrique had given someone a cross-check. Gouli went to go give him the receipts. But Henrique tries to tie up Gouli. They end up going down. Yeah, so Henrique, he can give cross-checks all he wants, but when someone wants to drop the gloves, that's literally all he'll do is drop them and then tie you up. So fuck Adam Henrique. I hope the Ducks get at most a 4th-round pick for him. Habs fans, like I said, were loud tonight, especially after the Gignac goal in the fights. I loved seeing this. There was 3 fights tonight. There was almost a 4th and a 5th. We'll get to those in a minute. And yeah, so for the final minute, just Habs fans are chanting "Ole, ole, ole." They were playing "Sweet Caroline." They were playing fucking "Country Roads Take Me Home." Shout out John Denver. Yeah, this was an electric atmosphere. This is a rebuilding team, by the way. This is with some fans already having left for like 8 minutes to beat traffic. This is with maybe 1,000 fans probably having left, maybe 2,000. And it still sounds like 25,000, swear to God. No, dude, like, this is how they sound on a random Tuesday night playing a Western Conference team. Fucking imagine this core in the goddamn playoffs, dude. Seriously, that is the one thing I hated about our 21 Cup run, is that it couldn't be in the home arena, 21,000 screaming fans for the Canadiens every night. That's the only thing I hated. But the Habs will win. Ross Johnston right at the final buzzer going after Jayden Struble. Everyone goes in there. Pezzetta and Gudas end up dropping the gloves against the boards. No punches thrown. I count it as a fight. They dropped the gloves. They grabbed onto each other. I will count it as a fight. And yeah, Struble and Johnston wanted at each other. Johnston was taunting the bench, it looked like. I don't know if he was taunting Struble. They were going to Struble go down the locker room or whatever, or just leave or whatever. I don't know if they were doing that. But yeah, the Canadiens fans still crazy after the buzzer. So we will have penalties despite the end of the game. So Struble was given a minor for cross-checking in a game misconduct. Johnston was given an unsportsmanlike penalty. I said, but it won't matter. Literally, the game is over. Yeah, Habs with a 5-0 win. Cayden Primeau as well with his first career NHL shutout. Tip of the hat if I had one on. I have like 8 above me. I don't feel like putting one on. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? We'll do the fancy hat. Tip of the hat to Cayden Primeau for the shutout. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm very happy for Primeau. That is our first shutout in 364 days, I believe they said. Valentine's Day last year, Jake Allen, actually, funny enough, they showed this when it was 4-0, shut out the Blackhawks 4-0 a year ago tomorrow. So let's be honest, a year ago today by the time you guys are probably watching this. And yeah, 5-0 Canadiens with the victory. Yeah, the fucking great win for the Canadiens. And yeah, the Ducks were horrible tonight. I don't know what else to say. This video's already running 20 minutes long. They played horrible. They had 13 shots in 16 minutes. Oh yeah, the final shots, I didn't even get those. I should probably get those real quick. The final shots in the game... Jesus Christ. Final shots in the game were 38-13 for the Canadiens. I think they said the lowest amount of shots the Ducks had this year were against the Lightning. And that was 19, I think they said. Or 18, something like that. Again, yeah, they had 13 shots this game. That has to go down in NHL history. Let me actually look that up. NHL lowest shots in a game. Fewest shots in a game. So, okay, never mind. Yeah, the record will never be broken. It was the Red Wings and Rangers, October 12th, 1958. The New York Rangers took 0 shots. Yeah, and you gotta think that, well, actually, it's actually not that close. The Capitals in 1978 had a whole 7 shots against the Flyers. The Canucks against the Devils in 1996. The Flames against the Red Wings in 95. The Scouts, the Kansas City Scouts against the Sabres, all in 1976, all had 8 shots on net total. Shout out those Capitals, by the way, still scoring 1 goal in those 7 shots. That's fun. Yeah. I'm going to look up this game, October 15th. I got to look up this game because I have no clue how the hell they had 0 shots. But yeah. So yeah, this is not going to be a record. It's probably going to be a record for this season, the lowest amount of shots allowed in this season. But yeah, the Ducks, they heavily miss Trevor Zegras. They are horrible. Shout out Lucas Dostal trying to push his way through whatever trash is on this team. I'm going to feel bad for Ducks fans, especially when Henrique is gone, Silverberg is gone. I would think maybe they try and deal Fowler out. I know he's only, I think, 27, 28. So I completely get why they might not. Oh, he's 32, never mind. He is paid $6.5 million until the end of 25-26. So I get why they maybe might not want to deal him, or might not try and deal him because of the cap hit. But if all 3 of those guys get traded, and if John Gibson gets traded, oh god, that... not gonna look good at all. Holy shit. Alright. But regardless, let's get into the final stats for the Canadiens, and then let's get on out of here. Nick Suzuki leads the Canadiens with 19 goals, 32 assists, and 51 points. He is nearly point per game now, all of a sudden. Caulfield's got 17 goals, 25 assists, 42 points. Mike Matheson, 7 goals, 32 assists, 39 points. He's that close to 40 points on the year. Sean Monahan, sorry, stay with me now. I remember when he was playing like top 55 games ago. Yeah, me too. Sean Monahan had 13 goals, 22 assists, 34 points when he was with the Habs. Juraj Slafkovsky, 11 goals, 16 assists, 27 points. Brandon Gallagher, who's still having who is still serving his suspension. I think he's able to come back Thursday against the Rangers, I think. He has 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points this year. He's been fucking awful. Jake Evans, 3 goals, 12 assists, 15 points this year. Josh Anderson and Alex Newhook, each with 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Cayden Primeau, 4 goals and assists, 13 points. Justin Barron, who's currently down in Laval working on his defense, has 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. David Savard, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. Yoel Armia, 9 goals and assists for 10 points. Shout out Yoel Armia. Michael Pizzetta has 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. Tanner Pearson this year has 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. Jonathan Kovacevic, 6 goals, 2 assists, 8 points. Christian Dvorak, who's unfortunately out for the remainder of the year, and Jesse Ulunen each have 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Raphael Harpinard with goals, 6 assists, 7 points. Jordan Harris with a goal, 5 assists for 6 points. Both of those guys are unfortunately out with injuries right now. Jaden Struble, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points this year. Oh, he actually should be above Jordan Harris. My apologies for that. Gustav Lindstrom, when he was with the Montreal Canadiens, had 3 goals and assists for 4 points. He's actually with the Anaheim Ducks. I just realized he wasn't playing tonight. I just realized that. Arbor Xhekaj got a goal for 3 assists and 4 points this year. Mitchell Stevens, who's currently still down in Laval as well, he's got 2 goals and assists for 3 points. Joshua Waz got a goal and assist for 2 points this year so far. Kirby Dach, who's unfortunately out for the remainder of the year. Cayden Primeau and Sam Montembeault each have 2 assists this year. Brandon Gignac with a goal, and Jake Allen with an assist. Cayden Primeau, I'll also say, has 1 shutout this year. I will start tracking those going forward, I think. In terms of fights, Michael Pizzetta technically has 6. He has 5 or 6, depending on how you look at it. Arbor Xhekaj's got 4. Josh Anderson's got 3. Cayden Primeau and Jonathan Kovacevic each have 2. Juraj Slafkovsky, Tanner Pearson, and Jaden Struble each have a single fight this year. So yeah, 31-minute recap of this game. Holy shit. That is going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share includes, but it's not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Telling us my name is Rich, going to Puff Club, Haze Clubs, Hub Up, D-Nation, if you remember the Mod Squad, thank you for all the comments on streams, and the reviews. It's my greatly appreciated. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice, and I'm one of the always remember no matter how bad we were last year, how fairly alright we've been like this year. Go Habs, go, baby. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice, again, and I am out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Have Normal's podcast as well in the description. I should point that out as well. New episode probably Thursday, I believe. So, yeah, check that out again. Thank you guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Bye. There we go.